we love Disney. Like Disney was a big thing in our house. And when it became clear that Disney is starting to promote messages that don't sort of accord with the traditional values worldview, and then when that tape broke via Chris Rufo there was an open forum with some of the leadership of Disney talking about what they called a quote, not at all secret gay agenda to put a lot of these sorts of messages in kids programming. And that's not something that I'm interested in my kids seeing. It became clear to us that the best way to fight that is to actually just provide an alternative.
Why is Disney doing that? Because you're not a big like conspiracy quote unquote guy, right? Like,
well, I mean, they said
that
this out
sounds
loud.
like
They said it out loud, so that's not a conspiracy.
Give us an example.
But like,
something
why?
Disney's done
So
recently.
Okay, so their last couple of movies have had explicit gay relationships in the movies.
Like
right? And they
Lightyear,
directed it.
the Buzz Lightyear one?
The Lightyear film and Strange World.
Okay.
Also had one. They've in a lot of their programming, they've started to inject some more of that type of messaging with regard to gender fluidity, and they did this some of the remakes also, like the Beauty and the Beast remake. Suddenly, LeFou was gay. Right? They're doing some of this stuff. I think because they're staffed by people who are on that side of the aisle, and that's their prerogative. But they're not in client service anymore. They're now more interested, I think, in pleasing a lot of their employee base. This is a broader corporate problem that we're seeing across the spectrum right now.
What do you think their motive is by that? Like to make
again, I think that
make more noise.
Well, they're oriented toward the left. They actually don't think that these are controversial propositions, and they don't understand there's an entire swath of human beings who disagree with them in these arenas. I mean, they live in LA, they traffic in particular circles. And so they think to themselves, well, I'm not going to lose money because everyone agrees with me. And also I get to quote unquote do some good. And from their perspective, I get it by pushing kids toward our particular political agenda. And so we can do that as well. So where's the downside? And so you saw top level Disney executives talking openly about, I have a trans kid and a gender non-binary kid. And so I want to make sure that there's a place for them. And again, you can make that place, but that's not the place my kids are going to be watching material. Nor do I think, frankly, that is what most people who love Disney product, that is not what they bought in for. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Disney knows this. I think secretly deep down they know this, which is why, for example, they have all sorts of warning labels. You know, they've put on all their movies now. If you go to Disney Plus, we subscribed to Disney Plus before all of this happened. Disney Plus on Aladdin, they have like a warning label at the beginning talking about how it's culturally insensitive. On Jungle Book, they have a warning saying it's culturally insensitive. Well, I didn't see you guys take it down. You're still making money off of it. You're happy to cash the check.
That's actually on like the flyers and stuff?
When you first start the movie, there is a warning screen that says what you're about to see is culturally insensitive and maybe sort of archaic and contains gender or race stereotype, like that kind of stuff. They're not taking it down, right? If we would offer to buy the rights off their hands, I highly doubt they would sell them to us. Yeah. I'd be perfectly willing to put up, Lady and the Tramp without a warning about stereotypical depictions of Italians or something. It's cutting off their nose to spite their face. This is one reason, among others, that they had a very, very rough couple of years here. And it's why they fired Bob Chapek and they brought back in Bob Iger. And they're kind of trying to figure out where they are. But the answer is that what parents want more than anything else is what they would have considered until 5 minutes ago an apolitical space for their kids. It's not that I want my kids to be watching stuff that's promoting right-wing messaging. I just don't want to put my kids in front of a TV and the next thing I know, my kid's asking me about gender fluidity.